that are on the right hand. Of course they don't.
Casey with the goddamn wine. I'm about to put my fist through his teeth. We did what we had to do. Live with it. End the story. How the fuck that beanpole made it through basic is beyond me. Soft as a melted fucking marshmallow. Different story with Kenny. I respect the guy, but that doesn't mean he gets a pass. The questioning has to stop. We had to protect what was rightfully ours. This bunker is our home. The supplies are our lifeline. If we did not defend it, we'd have all been dead within 2 weeks. Now we can last months, maybe longer. We can survive this. A brutal decision was made, but we have to fucking stand by it, unified. If Kenny and Casey don't fall in line soon, I'll have no problem marching them out of the bunker door with a gun to the back of their heads.
Jesus. Where's my knife? Oh, fuck. Drop my knife. I must have dropped my knife when I was climbing. Son of a gun. Got this next. This is spooky, dude. This is spooky. Why did you do this to me? What are you having? That was it. There's supposed to be some thing in here. This guy don't have nothing. Just want to make sure I got everything. Yeah, I think I got everything. Need all of the foods. the food at? There's some. There's some. What's that? Knife? Screwdriver. Which apparently is only like one. One thing, that's it. Damn. That is a shame.
Didn't think I'd ever see another human being again.
Is your name Kenneth?
Yeah. How do you know my name?
Casey asked me to look for you. He's alive. In the bunker. He wanted to know what happened to you and the rest of the squad.
Casey's alive, huh? That's good to hear. I didn't give him much chance, honestly. Thought he'd have blown his brains out by now, or shriveled away to nothing. Guess I underestimated him. If you make it back to him, tell him these few things for me. Tell him he's a good guy. The guilt, it's not his. Tell him to let it all go. What happened at the bunker? He needs to wipe his brain clean. Tell him Kenneth said things right. Killed Trent, Jess, and Foster. Okay?
Okay.
You need to write it down or something?
I'll remember everything. Don't worry. But I am curious. What happened at the bunker?
Fuck it. I've got nothing to hide. We killed dozens of innocent people. Civilians trying to get into the bunker. When all the shit with the dead walking started to go down, we had orders to keep everyone out of the bunker. I don't know why. It didn't make any sense. But when it got too tense, we freaked. We mowed them down. Vietnam-style shit. Casey just stood there. Like a ghost. That fuck Foster started screaming at him to open fire with the rest of us. Later I asked Casey if he fired. He said that he pulled the trigger because he was scared that if he didn't, we'd all turn on him, add his body to the pile. He said he aimed his gun up in the rafters of the church. I believed him. He begged me not to tell the others. He didn't trust them. But he trusted me. We were friends. Listen, my brain is getting foggy. I'm seeing shit. I don't know how many words I got left. End me. Please.
I've heard enough, Kenneth. I'll tell Casey we spoke. Tell him everything you wanted him to know.
That's mighty nice of you, Uncle Tommy. Before you go to the bowling alley, blow my fucking brains out, yeah? That's the only way to remain human all the way to the end, right?
Okay, time to get out of here. You know this motherfucker's on the side of this boat. Still could upgrade this. But why? Actually, need to make one of these.
You there, Casey? I'm back.
Hey, tourist. Did you discover anything?
All your squad mates are dead. Kenneth killed them.
Holy shit. How do you know?
I stumbled onto Kenneth. He told me what he did and why he did it.
Kenneth is alive? Where is he? Can I talk to him?
No, he's dead. But he told me some interesting things before it was over.
Shit. Rest in peace, Kenny. My friend. What did he tell you?
He wanted me to tell you something. You want to know what he said?
Yes, of course. What did he say?
He said you're a good guy. Not to feel guilt about what happened outside the bunker. To let the massacre go. He told me all about it. From his perspective. But I am curious about yours.
Well, if he told you what happened, why do you need to hear it from me? You know what you need to know, right? And you've told me my friend is dead, so we can move on, yeah?
I know it must be hard, Casey, to talk about it. But it's okay. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, you're right, tourist. It's not easy for me. There was a massacre. 3 dozen people, at least. Civilians. Right at the reserve entrance. Innocent people that we should have been protecting. I should have done something to stop it, but I didn't. I stood there, a coward. And now I don't sleep. I have a nervous twitch in my right hand that gets more pronounced every day, and the guilt is like a 10-ton weight crushing my chest. Are you satisfied now?
Those are just facts, Casey. I already know the facts. What I need to know is your perspective on the whole thing. There's a reason why you can't sleep. You're twitching like a junkie and your chest feels like it's caving in.
Okay, quit badgering me, please. I'll talk, just give me a second to gather my thoughts. It's all fucking foggy. The whole thing escalated really fast. The first bullet was Foster. I wanted to scream no, but it's like I just left my body. Everything after that moment, it's like a nightmare. Jess and Trent started firing. Jess, she was smiling. Kenneth hesitated. He looked right through me, like he expected me to have his back. But I did nothing. So he started firing. After that, all I've been able to retain are weird details. Oh, the sounds, a hat, a cross. Man, sometimes when I'm here lying, trying to sleep, I can actually feel my fingers shaking on the trigger of my rifle, even though I haven't touched the thing since the day it happened.
You mentioned a hat. What hat?
There was this old man, shielding his wife. He had on this bright blue fishing hat, and I watched a flurry of bullets rip it right off in this spray of blood and skull. And this fucking hat, I swear to God, it's the exact same hat my uncle used to wear. And the bullets drove it into the wall, and it hung there for a second, dripping. And then it flopped onto the floor. The image, I can't get it out of my head. I'm worried it'll be there forever. And I keep thinking, was it me? Did I shoot those bullets?
You never know for sure, Casey.
That's exactly right, tourist. And I can't fucking deal with that.
Get it out of your head or drown it all out with something else. We don't have the time or the energy for a pity party, Casey.
Sorry, I don't know if I can turn it off. Not everyone is like you.
Own it. Swallow it. Whatever you need to do for yourself so you can move the fuck on. There are certain realities at play in this swamp. Accepting them is the difference between life and death. If you want me to stick around, I need you to get your shit together.
Easier said than done, tourist. But I get your point. I suppose the guilt is nothing compared to the knee-deep water that keeps on rising in here. And at least I can take comfort in the fact that there's only one version of the truth left. And it belongs to me, I guess, whatever life I have left. The truth will either kill me or set me free.
I'll bet the farm on kill you.
You're morbid as fuck. Look, tourist, this little chat, it's worn me the fuck out. And I've got rewiring to do to keep from getting electrocuted next time I use this radio. Not that it really fucking matters. Doubtful I'm getting out of here alive. Without that key that has everyone riled up, this is all a waste of time. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later, I guess.
Casey, good news. May said she would give me the key we need.
Good news? Hell, tourist. I would classify that as fucking outstanding news. No, look, I don't want to jinx it, but... No, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Best not to risk the jinx. Let's just forge ahead. One step at a time. Okay, so, the part to repair the final pump. Gosh, I don't have much to go on. It's weird. There's been really faint chatter about it on a few channels. That have been nothing but static for months. There's an outpost called Bastion, set up in a heavily defended duplex home. Barricades and optimal sightlines. The Reclaimed currently control it. Now, the place has been a hotbed of conflict between Tower and Reclaimed for a while. From what I'm hearing, that's where it is, so be ready for a shitstorm. Good luck, and hey, keep your head on a swivel.
How are you?
You made it. I didn't doubt that you would, of course, but my patience was beginning to be tested. Let's start with a formal introduction. You are the tourist, and I am Jean-Baptiste. JB for short. There now, we can proceed to matters of more profound consequence. It is my understanding that this gizmo here would be of use to you. It's all yours. Consider it a gift. And when we are finished with our conversation, I will provide you with the missing dial that you'll need to operate it. Sound fair?
Sounds fair.
Terrific. Now, I prefer to play it straight. Once I received word that you were collecting these devices, and to what purpose, I saw an opportunity to connect with the city's most illustrious survivor and have a chat about the reserve. So I made it a priority to acquire one through various means I will not divulge. And now here you are. It is my hope when I am through, you will see the reserve for what it is. Nothing more than a crutch holding back the people of this fine city from regaining themselves.
You've piqued my interest. Go on.
I am a firm believer in the greatness of humankind, our ingenuity, our art, our towering scientific achievements. This reserve nonsense, even if the rumors about what may be inside it exceed our wildest dreams, the bounty will only prolong our addiction to survivalism as the only path in life. It will stifle our creativity. It will eventually lead to our withering doom. Now, this is the proposal that I have for you. Continue your search for the reserve, and when you unearth it, which I have the utmost confidence you will, destroy it. These 4 numbers will disable the entire flood contingency system. Mother Nature will rage through the reserve and take care of the rest. 1006. Flood the reserve and set us all free. Give this still glorious city the jump start it needs to refocus on something much grander than mere survival. Grant us hope, tourist, and thank you, most sincerely, for hearing me out. And let's keep this chat between us, if that's all right. I'm not sure my comrades would see the big picture benefits of removing the reserve from the equation. The floor's now yours, my friend. Anything on your mind that requires clarity?
I've heard enough.
Fair enough. Then we're finished here. The dial, as promised. Godspeed, tourist.
Finally meet, tourist. After all the hype, you're not exactly what I expected. Thought you'd be more put together, a bit more danger to your presence.
You know who I am, but I'm not sure I know who you are. I have a guess, but...
I'm Georgia. Maybe you heard of me, maybe not. I could give two shits. What does concern me is the man inside the building you just stepped out of. The time has come to silence him once and for all. Cut off the head that won't shut up. Rest of the reclaimed fools will fall back in line. Then us tower folk can get back to doing what's right, without all the noise.
From what I know about JB, it may take more than you and a couple of goons to take him down.
You a real smart-ass, tourist. I fucking love smart-asses. Especially when I've snipped the tongues out of their smart-ass mouths. But I'm willing to give you a pass on your smart-ass ways. Just this once. I'm gonna offer you an opportunity to be a hero. You game?
I'm game for anything, as long as the offer suits me. What do you want from me?
Quit fucking with me, fool. You know what I want. March back up into that house and kill JB. Prove you are worth more to the tower than the cockroach you've been so far. And in return, all your fucked up transgressions will be forgiven. If you happen to find yourself in the midst of our onslaught on the reserve, tower troops will have your back. You have my word.
I take no issue with killing JB. Consider it done.
No nonsense. I dig it, tourist. I'll let you get to the deed. We'll be waiting, right here. But don't keep us waiting too long. My patience has a limit.
Smell something rotten.
You've returned. To what do I owe the pleasure, tourist?
Tower troops are outside. They want you dead. I suggest you get out of here.
Well, look at you, tourist. Choosing sides. I suppose that's a good sign regarding our previous conversation. For a rogue spirit, you certainly have proven pivotal in the fight for the soul of this godforsaken and still glorious city. I have no designs on escape. I plan to march right out of this house, gun drawn, and send a message. If you feel like joining me, I suggest you keep up. When it comes to violence, I am decisive and swift.
All right, hold your head. Someone's about to die.
Let's take this out.
Someone's about to die.
Your bullshit doesn't scare me.
What do you got, Ash? I'm gonna break you. I'm gonna wipe the ground with your face. I'm gonna break you, fool. I'm gonna gut you.
Back inside its hole.
All right, asshole, you're dead.
We collaborate well, tourist. Together we might have been able to handle twice as many tower goons. I had forgotten how much I enjoy the thrill of a brawl. Been a while. Thanks for reminding me. And now I must bid you farewell. I have a new broadcast to prepare hearts and minds to ignite. Perhaps you may even get a special mention. But please, do me one last favor. Keep our earlier discussion in mind when the moment arrives for you to decide the fate of the reserve. 1006. The 4 numbers that will set this city free.
My dear Georgia, we have gone too far. This has to stop. We are not cruel, no matter what our community is facing right now. We have to remember our promise to the people. I understand the need to pivot when faced with a crisis, Georgia. Those responsible for the atrocities that led to the disease were brought to justice. We have to put the lessons we learned from all that dick business behind us. When I first learned that those animals were serving human flesh to our most desperate, simply to meet hunting quotas, I was enraged. But as difficult as it may be, I had to pivot. I had to try to understand the desperation that drove them to hunt human beings. Maybe our scavenging quarters were a mistake. Yes, punishment was warranted. But we cannot allow those horrors to color all the choices we make moving forward. We must help people, not abandon them. I have been changing course and making difficult decisions a majority of my life. We can figure this out. We can get this community back on the right track. I may be a bit compromised these days, but my mind is as sharp as ever. You need to be patient, and you need to trust me. You know, I have always thought of you as the daughter I never had. Have I ever steered you wrong? We will return to better days. Your mama.
We cannot be afraid to ignite our passions, even in the midst of the nightmare. No. It is precisely then, when the nightmare's claws are digging into the thin flesh of our fading hope, that we must defy the nightmare and live. Truly live. And make no mistake, mere survival is not living. Scrounging for crumbs like a timid field mouse, begging some simpleton who bumbled her way into the role of heartless dictator for guidance? Not me. I choose to embrace everything that makes me human. I choose to carve my own way through this new world. I am not a lowly animal. I should not be acting like one. Humor me for a moment while I recount an old Bayou legend. Many of you listening will no doubt recall the campfire tale of Charlie Boy, who met his end at the hands of the Sukiyon at the Bonchita Swamp. But a lesser-known Charlie Boy tale is what I will regale you with now. As a youth, Charlie Boy was not one to adhere to rules. In fact, you could say the young lad was a bit of a miscreant. Thieving, vandalizing, terrorizing. Mischief was in his blood. And mischief is what made the man. On a sweltering summer's eve, one of those Nola nights when the air was so thick and hot a dragonfly could barely get airborne, Charlie Boy set out from his home in the 17th Ward and skulked on over to the Garden District with revenge thumping in his chest. His family had been wronged by some rich folk landlord types who were scheming to get Charlie Boy and his family evicted for no good reason at all. Now, Charlie Boy knew there wasn't much he could do, being just a 12-year-old beanpole, but he was not about to sit idly by and let old money greed ruin his family without landing a counterpunch. So out of chicken wire, Charlie Boy molded a huge head and put an old Pulcinella mask on it, the nose stretching down to the chin. He painted the whole thing black as night. With the head on his shoulders, Charlie Boy stood a gangly 7 feet tall, a messenger from the underworld. When he found the mansion of his oppressors, midnight about to strike, he slipped over the backyard wall and scanned the opulent home for a bedroom window to tap upon and give the sleeper inside the fright of their life. Make them think death itself had come for them. Tap, tap, tap. But there was no need. The patriarch himself was lounging outside, 10 sazeracs deep in his nightly drunken stupor, half asleep and unaware. Charlie Boy knew this was his moment. He crept up and stood unnaturally tall behind this slob of a man, reached out and grabbed a spotty patch of thin hair atop his head and yanked. The man's head snapped back, eyes wide with terror as he stared up into the looming face of death. And his heart just stopped. In an instant, a 12-year-old boy was transformed into a man of power. A man who understood what a glorious weapon fear could be. A man who would never again allow anyone to tread upon him without consequence. In an instant, a legend was born.
tourist. Thank you, and goodbye. Maybe our paths will cross again. Maybe not. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Personally, I think you should follow us out of this doomed city. Like I said, you would be an asset to the Exodus. But you need to follow whatever story resides in your head. Just know that you are a part of my and Ambra's story, along with the stories of a couple dozen folks who might have been dead by the end of the week if it wasn't for your efforts. Ambra wanted to give you one more drawing. I think she hopes it'll sway your decision. Good luck, and I hope you find what you're searching for. May.
If it keeps on raining, levee's gone.
I'm back, Casey. Ready to repair the pump. You still alive?
Yeah, alive, but almost swimming. No turning back after this, tourist. We have to get after it. I'm running out of time. You prepared?
I'm ready.
Okay. Serial number first.
(749-0003-13).
All right. Set valve A to 38.
Valve A, 38. Green.
Valve B needs to be set at 44.
Valve B, 44. A, B, double green.
You're a machine, tourist. Okay, valve C. Set it to 60.
Valve C to 60. Green all around. Button press and we are calibrated.
Excellent. Okay. The last pump is not far from the cemetery. It's in a concrete industrial shed in the old jazz park, near the statue of the musicians. Should be easy to find. The key you got from May unlocks the door to the shed. Now, once the part is installed, contact me and I'll get the pump system started. We are so close, tourist. Access to the reserve for you. Get the fuck out of the reserve for me. Oh, can't wait.
Casey, come in. It's go time.
Awesome, tourist. Never doubted you.
That's good, Casey. It's a mistake to underestimate me.
Oh, believe me. I know. All right, I'm gonna power everything up. It should work, but you never know. Guess we need to be prepared for anything. Okay, here goes. Fingers crossed. Oh, yes! It's working! What a fucking relief! I can hear the pumps firing up overhead.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, what? What's the problem? Something going on out there?
Yeah. St. Vincent's Church just lit up. Can see it all the way from here. The location of the reserve is no longer a secret, Casey. Fireworks, marching band, and a big neon sign flashing the reserve might have been more subtle.
Both sides are gonna descend on this place like flies on shit. I need to get the fuck out of here. Now. God damn it, tourist. I still can't open the door. Okay, think, Casey, think. All right, I think I know what's going on. The doors won't open until the pump system knows where to redirect the water. Let's see. There's a manual flow control inside the church. Now, you need to get over here quick. Open the valve to one of the rooms so the water has a place to go. Then the doors will unlock, and I can get the hell out, tourist. Come on, please, please. I don't want to be stuck in this place when a bunch of nuts with guns show up feeling greedy. And neither do you.
What happened here?
Umbra. She ran after her mom as they were taking her away. Right into the middle of everything. The crossfire.
Where's Umbra's mother? Where's May?
I don't know. She ran off. Into the shadows. We were desperate to get back into the tower. We thought if we turned May in, the tower would take us back. Take care of us. We fucked up. I warned them that it was a terrible idea. That something bad would happen. They didn't listen. We fucked up so bad.
Fuck you.
Stay away. Stay away. Please. Please. Don't go too long. You go. Please. Don't. I'll go to get to one of us. Oh, God. Oh, don't let us. Please. Stay away. Stay away. Please. Please. Please.
long.
Who's sneaking around?
Who's sneaking around? Who's there?
I'm here, Casey. At the controls.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I'm not sure how much time we have left before my room is underwater. Activating the pumps just fucked everything up. The room is filling up fast. Look, I need you to redirect the flood flow to the armory, and quick. Look, I know I promised you all the weapons you'd ever be able to carry, but I'm sorry. We have to let them go.
We had a deal, Casey. I help you and the reserve supplies are mine. This feels like a bait and switch.
Yeah, I could see how you might feel that way, but complications arise, okay? This was a possible scenario, yes, but odds were against it. But here we are. We have to adapt. And besides, this is my life we're talking about here, tourist. I mean, supplies are just supplies.